So many movies, no time to watch them all. But Twig wants to see them, so we gave Twig a call. Now they're bringing on their friends, and together they will view these. So sit back and relax. It's Twig's Missing Movies.
Hello and welcome to Twig's Missing Movies, a show dedicated to watching the movies that Twig inexplicably hasn't seen. I'm your host Rayford, and here is our cinematically curious crow, Corvus Twig.
You hesitated.
I had to pause.
Yeah.
I had to pause to give. I had to make you and the audience nervous. They have to get used to it.
I'm just trying to think what other C words. Okay, maybe.
Cinematically, cunty crow.
Yeah, God damn it. You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just gotta do another. We gotta do. Oh man, there's another drag movie we should watch. I think is on your list. But when we do that, I should switch it out for that. For sure.
Maybe. There's a lot of movies on the list. We got some big movies coming up soon.
Yeah, we've padded out our fucking next few months. I mean, after this episode, I think I can do next week's gonna be the last episode before I do all my big move.
Which, by the way, everybody, while you're watching this on Sunday, this upcoming Saturday is my 4-year anniversary stream.
Oh yeah!
So we're gonna have an episode of Twigs Missing Movies, an episode of Corvus Creepers and Conspiracies, and then we're just gonna play some party games. So you know, if you on Discord and your friend, come hang out. Let's play some party games. We like the games of the parties.
We need to put out a schedule.
Working on that. I need to. Well, first off, I need to figure out when you and Millie can actually do the. But by the way, spoilers next week. Our guest is Millie. Are both available, so we need to get that figured out. ASAP.
Iron that out because I have stuff I'm going to be doing that day. I'm going to drop in for your birthday. I'm going to drop in for Twigs Missing Movies. I just need to know what time you're going to be planning to do all of this. And also, our audience needs to know so they know when to show the fuck up.
They should be showing up the entire stream, but. I don't even know when I'm going to start the stream yet. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We got some great times. It's going to be a great day. Might even be a perfect day.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's coincidental because today, Twig, we're going to be talking about perfect days chosen by our guest, CrowTaur, or Ray, as she is more commonly known by here. Guest of the channel, been here twice already. First one was Ghost of the Shell 2. Second one was My Dinner with Andre.
And the third one was They Live.
And oh yeah, I forgot she chose They Live.
Yeah, she's been on a lot. She's our most common guest.
But I mean, it's just because she's so intelligent about her movies.
Oh, she's a great guest, and yeah.
We have a lot of great repeat guests here, and it's always fun to talk about it. But Ray always chooses the movies that I would say are pretty niche and pretty far out. I'm kind of hoping it's the same with this one. Perfect Days is a 2023 drama film directed by Wim Wenders, and is a collaboration production between German and Japanese studios. It premiered on May 23rd, 2023 at the 76th Cannes Film Festival, where it competed for Palme d'Or and won the prize of Ecumenical Jury and the Best Actor Award for Koji Yakusho. It was nominated for the Best International Feature Film at the 96th Academy Awards. It features a bunch of Japanese actors, Koji Yakusho, Tokyo Emoto, Arisa Nakana, Aoi Yamada, Yumi Aso, Sayori Ishikawa, Tomokazu Miura, and Min Tanaka. Its cinematography was directed by Franz Lustig, and was edited by Tony Froschhammer.
Those are the Germans.
Those are the Germans. Distributed in Germany and in Japan.
Hey, we know that when Germans and Japanese ally with each other, nothing can possibly go wrong.
Maybe that was their thought process is, guys, we need to come together again for like good this time.
Do they have any Italian cinematographers?
Instead of just borrowing all the German Nazi uniforms for all of our animes ever. Box office garnered $25.7 million.
That's pretty
Which
good.
isn't, that's not something to sneeze at, especially for an international movie. I mean, obviously it's no Marvel movie, but the fact that it earned that much is incredible. It has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes with 184 reviews, with an average rating of 8.3 out of 10 on Metacritic. 83 out of 100 on Metacritic and 8.3 out of 10 everywhere else.
That's pretty good scores.
That's with the weighted average too, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I would say I haven't seen the film myself. I never actually heard of it until she suggested it.
I always say with Rotten Tomatoes, you really want to see a movie if its tomato rating is over 90% or under 5%.
Yeah. Speaking of under 5%, off topic, but the War of the Worlds movie that just came out with
Ice Cube.
What's his face? Ice Cube. I want to see it just for the disaster that it is going to be. Like any good bad film out there, or bad good films out there, the curiosity is going to kill the crow on this one.
We should do a bad we should do a bad movie month. Like, just do movies that are considered to be very, very bad, but like, unfortunately, most of the big ones like The Room, Troll 2, I've seen most of those, but I am curious to see Megalopolis.
That's the one with what's his face, right?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's on my watch list too. I haven't watched it yet because I haven't had the time to sit down, and it feels like a movie that I have to sit down and appreciate, which is something that I feel like is gonna have to happen with Perfect Days too. And that's why tomorrow I'm gonna be sitting down early in the morning, or not in the morning, in the afternoon, early in the afternoon with popcorn, and I'm gonna have all my electronics off and my phone left in my bedroom so I can just focus and watch it. Because like my dinner with Andre, it just I'm hoping that this enraptures me the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, now this is okay. Ask the question that you always got to ask.
What's that?
About the movie.
What do you know about this film?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
I mean, I had not even heard of this movie until Ray suggested it. So I did something that I don't normally do, and I watched the trailer. And the trailer was intriguing. And yeah, it's a movie that I think is going to make me feel things based off of what I saw. Hopefully happy things, but
I haven't watched the trailer, but I'm going to watch it after this. I ran out of time today. But I mean, I don't know. Ray chooses good movies. I'm not cynical that this is going to be bad or anything that I'm going to hate. But just looking at it being a mix between Japanese and German production studios has me very curious, because Germans make movies in a very odd way sometimes, and especially leaving the cinematography up to a German also has me side-eyeing it a little bit. But also the Japanese are known for having really great movie stories, like just plot-wise.
Well, I believe this is our first Japanese movie that we're covering that isn't anime.
I think that is actually true. I think that this is our first non-animated Japanese film.
Which I think the only
the Jade Warrior, because that was made by Finnish people.
I thought that was Finnish and Chinese, not Japanese.
Finnish and Chinese, yeah. Sorry, but I can't remember. I logged that one away in the back of my
But no, Ghost in the Shell 2 was a guest with Ray, and then Tales from Earthsea, I think those are the only two that we've covered that are Japanese. But I like Grave of the Fireflies, yeah.
The Boy and the Heron.
We didn't cover that on the show.
I just watched it. We just talked about it. Yeah.
But I do love that movie. I like Japanese stuff. I like Japan. I'd love to go to Japan.
VTuber, If you're a VTuber and you don't like anime, what are you doing here, bud?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
cringe.
I don't like most anime, but there obviously anime is just like any other form, in that there's good stuff and there's bad stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
there are shows I want to see. I mean, I haven't watched a show in a while, but Freerun has me intrigued.
You should watch Freerun. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
But we're not here to discuss Freerun. There's not much else we can say, right? Without me going to look up the plot. And I don't want to do that. I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
So what do you think your predictions are going to be, Twig, based on the trailer that you saw and the posters that we have?
All right. So the lead character is a guy who's like a sanitation worker of some sort. So yeah, he's a sanitation worker. So I kind of want to do like a setup. So like, do I even look up his name? I don't know. It's just like, how do you make predictions for a movie that you know almost nothing about? But based off of the trailer, so I'm gonna say that lead character is single but lives a happy life with friends and enjoys job. So I got the impression that he's gonna be like, hey, life is good, life is great. But then his niece shows up at some point. So that's something that happens in the trailer, so I know that. But I don't know why she shows up. I'm going to guess that there's probably some sort of crisis at home. So I'm going to predict that niece got in big trouble and was kicked out of the house and went to her uncle for help. So I'm gonna think it's like the reason she's leaving. It's like, I'm not gonna say that it's like abuse or anything. I think it's just like she fucked up, and like is just like I'm not welcome at home right now because of something I did, or I fucked up, and I need a place to stay while I get my shit together. I think it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard coming up with a plot when you have very minimal information.
I think that at first she will be doing well, but at some point will relapse and do the bad thing again. So I think like she's gonna, it's just like she's gonna cause troubles for him. But he is going to, by leading an example, I don't know, by example, I can't even think words. Should I just start using ChatGPT to make my predictions from the... No, I'm kidding. I would
if
never.
You use ChatGPT, I swear to God, I will quit this and I will stop talking to you.
You would be right to do so.
Fucking hate AI.
Just
makes everyone lazy.
He teaches her a new skill, and she finds joy in it, and she does a big show of remorse and does. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like she's gonna do something. She does a big gesture. Let's call it gesture. Does real good in the world and is accepted back by her parents. Like, she demonstrates that, like, I have changed, look what I've done, thanks to the skills and life skills that my uncle has taught me. Now I'm able to do this good thing and help out a lot of people. And she'll have a perfect day that's basically like Bill Murray on the last day of the time loop in Groundhog's Day, where she has a perfect day and is able to learn to be, that what really makes a day perfect is not doing things for yourself, but dedicating your time and efforts into helping others. You know?
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I watch this just be Japanese Goodwill Hunting.
That's a Twigs missing movie, so I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's another one of the big missing
How?
ones.
How?
I don't care.
You claim to be a fan of Robin Williams. How?
Look, we've been over this. This is.
I'm gonna strangle you, you shithead! Holy
all right.
shit!
Well, when
guys.
we come back, I might be dead and strangled to death, but Dre at least will have watched Perfect
I'll carry
Days.
on in your fucking place.
All right. See you soon.
Be right back, guys.
Well, based off of Hasio's comment, good morning, Vietnam! Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Ugh. You were too excited this morning.
I've been up for 3 hours and I've had 3 cups of coffee, so I'm feeling good.
3.
I was counting it. Yes.
What? 3.
Yeah, 3 cups.
How are
of
you
coffee.
not having heart palpitations?
Because at this point I'm basically a chemical cocktail that look, you're talking to somebody who needs like a minimum of 20 milligrams of THC to even feel anything. My con score is 20. I have a con of 20.
No, you don't have a con of 20. What you have is an immunity built from fucking poisoning yourself for so long. It's not a con score of 20. It's just immunity and resistances.
Okay, so then I guess what is there like a skill check that uses Constitution score that more usage of it gives me more ranks in resist poison or something?
It's just called being poisoned. It's just called being poisoned. That's your skill check. Just being poisoned.
I could drink
like Princess
that.
Bride,
I could drink that goblet of iocane powder and be just fine.
God.
Anything that gets you going.
We're not, unlike last time Ray was on, we are not talking about a Wallace Shawn movie. Although maybe Wallace Shawn would have been better as the lead role in this movie. I don't know. No.
I could see him in this, honestly. But
honestly, in a same type of character, I could see Wallace Shawn doing. But I wouldn't want to replace the lead actor in this because, I mean, just straight off the bat, this guy was incredible.
Genius performance.
The acting without words, like just the physical acting and the facial expressions, just top tier acting.
Until he talked, I legitimately thought he was mute. And that was like a plot point for the entire movie, was that he was mute.
Yeah, like he didn't say anything until almost 40 minutes into the movie?
Yeah, well into the movie. And even what he said was very minimal, which again, that's part of his character, right? He's a selective speaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Very passive about his own life and like the hubbub that's going on around him.
He's just a quiet person. He keeps things to himself, but he's not an unfriendly person. You almost start to like miss that because he doesn't talk. He's isolating himself, but that's like he doesn't do that at all. He's just a quiet guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he has coworkers that talk to him and he's friendly with. He has people that he talks to when he's out and about. You know, he's not antisocial. He's just quiet.
Well,
exactly.
Okay, so if I had to say what I felt like the central theme of this movie was, it's that he's a person who finds joy and beauty in everything that he sees and appreciates simplicity, but also appreciates people. Like, he seems to have, he sees good in people and interest in people that maybe others don't. For example, there's the unhoused person that he's looking at, and he doesn't look at that person with confusion or scorn or disgust. He sees that person and he recognizes their humanity and appreciates them as a human being. He sees a small child and he wishes to help them find the parent. And even when he's seeing the mom being kind of like overreacting a little bit, but he still sees, like, you know, he doesn't, like, get involved or, like, you know, try and correct or anything. He's just like, nope, he's just gonna observe and be there. He doesn't seem slighted when she doesn't even thank him. No. You know, even with, you know, he sees goodness in both his, you know, stupid coworker and his and the girlfriend, Aya, I think her name was. It's just like, he's just somebody who appreciates people in general and beauty in general, and is just, it seems like the kind of person who, like, in the busy modern life of Tokyo, he's still willing to just be there and just be present and mindful in every moment. And I feel like that's, like, I would say, like, what is the theme of this movie? And I would say it's mindfulness. Would you agree?
For the most part, yeah. It's I also wrote down that he likes enjoying the little moments, sort of the little things. Like, especially a big theme of the movie is the shadows that the leaves cast on the ground. And I think there's, like, a specific word for that in Japanese too. And especially in his dreams, these sort of shapes keep showing up. It's something he loves a lot, and people would probably never pay attention to these things. Yeah, they would just go about their lives, like all the people he meets that basically don't pay attention to him. He's just the toilet cleaner. It's like a very lowly job that people would think of, like, especially his sister. She doesn't seem very proud of him when she's like, are you a toilet cleaner? And he's like, actually, he's very proud about it himself. He's like, yes, I am. And she's like,
yeah, he's got a job that people look down to as, like, a dirty job, but I mean, he's anything but a dirty person. His house is very clean, his routines to stay clean, and he just goes in there and he's very thorough. I mean, he is a thorough person. He could do that job so much worse than he does and not get in trouble for it, but he's just like, nope. I'm going to do my job to the best of my abilities, and I'm going to pay attention to the details, and I'm going to, you know, he's very good.
Dedicated.
Yeah,
he's dedicated to his job and to his career. And I going back to, like, the shadows of the leaves and stuff like that, like that, I think along with mindfulness too is the shadow, the theme of the shadows that others cast on our own path in life too, right? With the little snippets that we see of all the people that, you know, from his perspective, you know, his coworker, how his coworker creates shadows in his path, how his niece created shadows in his path, how his sister, how his, you know, how the people at the stores, at the restaurants, you know, who are ostensibly his friends, right?
He sees them every day.
He sees them every day, and he appreciates them all. And that's, you know, that hearkening, the calling back to the flower, the leaves is just him, you know, capturing the memories as he's sitting with them, right? And you know, as the story progresses, we find out there's other reasons that he might be like this. And going back even further to a previous conversation, the way that I see the character is he's everyone's grandpa, someone who's gone through his entire life, seen it all, right? And is just blissfully enjoying seeing other people make maybe same mistakes that he made or similar mistakes he saw friends make. And that's why he doesn't interact, because he's like, these are mistakes people have to make themselves, you know?
I like that idea, because he's a person who went through his life and did a bunch of things, like you said, probably did a bunch of bad things, but in the end he found his happiness. And now we get the snapshot of, like, 2 weeks of his life where he just feels happy despite what is happening. Like, each day might go after a certain routine that he's built up and he's very strict in following, but not every day is still the same. Random things happen that take him out of this routine and he still has to adapt. But at the end of it all, he's still happy. Like, he's still happy. He's got his plans and he's got this photography, and he's got all the people in his life right now, especially the mama at the bar he visits every Saturday or Sunday. And
I liked that scene. I liked the rendition of House of the Rising Sun in Japanese, but that they also played the Animals original. Like, oh my god, the music God, I love the music in
music
this.
in this is fantastic. Yeah,
it's very significant.
Almost all from the 1960s, a little bit of 70s as well, but you know.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's pieces of his youth that he's carried with him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like that's our hint at who he may have been in the past, right? Because at his age, a lot of those bands would have been considered taboo to listen to, by his parents and society as a whole, and I think that's where we kind of get the that's where, at least where I picked up that, you know, he may have been a little bit of a rebel growing up, and why he's in his quiet, peaceful days now is that he's gone through his chaos, his rebellion, and now he's watching all the kids do it, and that's why he, like, when his coworker's like, you know, you need money to get girls now, right? And instead of like letting him sell off his memories, he's like, here, just take this money, and, you know, go do your little rebellion.
Yeah,
that's what I took away from the inclusion, the heavy inclusion of the music, because it's always intentional when they use it too.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Describes his feelings. Like when after the girl Aya kisses him, gives him a little smooch, like "Perfect Days" by Lou Reed starts playing. It says it all.
I always like it when he comes up, like this screenshot here. I always like when he comes out and looks up at the sky. No matter what, he always smiles at the sky.
Yeah.
Which is like it's a nice little greeting routine, you know. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, it doesn't matter if it's sunny, it doesn't matter if it's raining. He always looks up at the sky and smiles at it.
Yeah,
it really is like taking it all in.
Well, and it's just like, it's one of those things where you watch him live his life, and he's, you know, he's lower class. He lives in a tiny apartment. He does a job that most people would look down upon. Yet watching him live his life, I felt a tinge of envy. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. For sure.
Like,
no, absolutely.
It's like he's content in his place in life. He has his routines, and he's able to find joy in, like, he's so not materialistic. He enjoys old literature and old music, and he doesn't need to have a fancy e-reader to read them. He's happy to go to the little bookshop and just get these books, and, you know, he's paying like nothing for them, like $1 for the book. Like, it's cheap. It's super cheap. He's got these old cassette tapes that, you know, he's probably had for, you know, those aren't things that he bought at that cassette shop necessarily. He might have just had those from his youth, and he's just held on to them. And just like, he has a job where, you know, he goes in, it's just like, yeah, it's cleaning toilets, but he goes into a dirty toilet, and when he leaves, it's a clean place that's good for people to have. And so he's like accomplishing things. I mean, like me, I go to work and I look at spreadsheets and PDFs all day.
Yeah.
I don't feel a sense of accomplishment when I get done with a day of work. And having that kind of routine, that kind of life is just like, I don't know. The only thing that, like, he doesn't have that I would want is, you know, just more, you know, friends and romance, you know. But he still has people in his life that he, you know, but you know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's just like, there's something about his lifestyle that is,
because it's simple, and when it's compared to our chaotic lives, right? And like, I would describe at least your and my lives as chaotic because the fields that we're in. I won't speak for Ray
I'm
and her
chill.
life, but like, it's enviable, especially when, you know, every day my life is a different set of challenges, but with the same people who refuse to learn stuff, and it's very frustrating. I never feel satisfied with the work I do, because it's like stuff I'm like, if I was doing stuff that I was satisfied with, my life would be 10 times happier. You know, so it's very enviable, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's, like I said, this man is at the end of a long journey, and through that journey he's learned how to be happy, and that's a lesson we can all learn. It's like finding those little things and then holding on to them and then learning from them, and then hopefully way down the line we also find that sort of Goldilocks zone, I guess, where we have everything we need. There's nothing else we need, and the nature provides. Like he has this little bonsai garden that he literally takes sproutlings from the park and he asks the monk there very politely, "Can I have this?" Without words. I love that. And he's like, the monk is like, "Yes, you can have this little sproutling," and he just takes it over with him and puts it in a mug. And it's so wholesome. It's like appreciation for even the smallest things, and you do not have to invest a lot of energy into it. It's just the things that come to you. You know, like every day, you don't know what's going to happen next day, but you just expect it to be good by the end. Like, it's a very positive movie. It's a very optimistic movie, I will admit, but it's it affects you. It's that's a spreading optimism that, you kind of want for your own life. From what I've heard, Wim Wenders imagined this character to have been like a salaryman at some point in his life, and then something bad happened to him, which caused him to quit that job and then become a gardener. That's why he loves plants, for example. But he could have been anything, that like it doesn't really matter that much.
I mean, being a salaryman in Tokyo seems kind of miserable to me. Those jobs where they're like, you're expected to be here 12 hours a day, but you're probably only going to actually work for 6 of those hours.
Yeah. You don't do anything. They just make you push pixels on the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. And for me, it's just like I almost never take overtime at work when it's offered because I value my time so much more than the money I make.
Yeah.
And
you also, you also destroy your liver.
Yeah, there's very much a drinking with coworkers culture there. Now, obviously, that's not true for everyone there, but it's just like, he's probably living a happier, more fulfilled life cleaning toilets than doing some office job. I mean, he definitely is.
Yeah.
Inane office job. It's
It's soul destroying.
It's soul destroying. Yeah, exactly.
I've worked those shitty jobs too, where I felt like I'm not actually doing anything. I'm not adding greater value to society. I'm just pushing boxes, and anyone can push boxes, and that doesn't make the world better.
No.
So I kind of became an artist.
We forced you into a situation where you have to spend 12 hours a day inside in a tiny box, and if you feel sad about having to do that, then we need to put you on drugs and therapy.
Right, yeah.
You mean that the natural human desire is to be outside, doing stuff outside, or doing stuff that's meaningful to existence and not just putting numbers in a spreadsheet? Impossible.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, it's just like, why are we so depressed? Because our lifestyles are so opposite of what makes for happy, healthy human beings.
Mm-hmm.
I need a new job.
Modern society is just depressing. A lot of things are depressing, but like sometimes we can't choose our jobs, obviously. Sometimes we have to do the bad things, but it's a journey.
Yeah, well, it's just like, you've seen things that, like, since the mid-1980s, productivity, at least by American workers, but I've got to imagine it's pretty consistent through, most of Europe and, East Asia and all that. Like, productivity has almost quintupled. Like, the amount of work that a person can get done is so much more than it ever used to be. But we're working more hours than we ever used to. Like, isn't the whole point of new technology that makes us more efficient at our jobs so that we don't have to work as much? But no, instead of not having to work as much, they said, well, now you just need to produce that much more for your bosses to make them that much more richer. And it's just like, we could be maintaining the lifestyles we had 40 years ago and only be working 10 hours a week and spend the rest of that time, doing things like making art and gardening and building community. And like, technology was supposed to free us from drudgery, but it seems like it's just made us have to do...
It made the drudgery worse.
Yeah.
Even as an artist, like, you have to stop be on top of things. You have to work all the time. You are part of the grind culture now. You have to grind out quote unquote content because you're putting that out on social media where people need to see that, and you don't make that much money. So even if you're going freelance, you can't really escape that until you cross a certain point, I suppose. But it doesn't become easier.
Yeah, it's just different. It's more work.
It's just different, yeah.
Different work.
Well, and that's the thing is like... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just, it's that... It's, I ain't harping on this. I mean, I don't hate harping on it. Fuck it. Fuck capitalism, but it's unchecked capitalism. I mean, it's you always have a brief period where new technology makes your life easier and you can be a little more relaxed, and everyone's like, well, everyone's too relaxed now. Let's make it more miserable. But we haven't had that in the past 20 years. Our technology just keeps getting more advanced and more efficient, and now, we're at this point where we haven't gotten to reap the rewards because the rewards get sucked up by corporate fat cats,
Well, and I was actually talking with Ray a little bit with us before stream how the system we have now is not actually capitalism. Capitalism is where you have the people who own the capital and the means of production determining the wages and the prices and controlling everything. But that's not what we have now. The people who own the means of production are also under the foot now of the true masters, which is the rent seekers. The rent seekers being companies like Amazon and Apple and landlords and stuff. They're not the ones who are producing anything. They're not the ones who own the tools and own the goods. They're the middlemen. We are under the control of middlemen. Middlemen are the ones who have the billions and billions of dollars, not the people who actually own and produce the things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's bringing this back to the movie, right? And that's part of, I guess, the joy and what the guy's doing is because he doesn't have a middleman to worry about. He works ostensibly for the government. I'm not sure how Tokyo Bathrooms or whatever his company is called works, but I would imagine that they're run by the government or some subcontractor. For
the municipality.
Yeah, it definitely feels municipal.
Yeah. Where he doesn't have a middleman, so his job's that much more satisfying because he's not making money for anyone and providing a necessary service, right?
Yeah.
Like necessary in that having clean public bathrooms will facilitate a better environment for the city. But I don't know.
Hey, if you don't like homeless people pooping everywhere and urinating on things, or drunk people after bars urinating on things, make more free public toilets. I mean, Jesus Christ, how hard is this?
Those toilets are significant too because they were built for the Olympics and they're very pretty toilets and all the.
Oh my God, these are some of the most beautiful toilets.
You can go to these.
Those are just some nice. There's some nice public bathrooms.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole point. Make the whole. They put them in these little parks too. Just make the whole urban sprawl of Tokyo nicer. And then they asked vendors, can you make a film about these toilets? Because they're so special. And he was like, I'm going to make you a movie instead.
A 2-hour ad for Tokyo Public Toilet.
More or less, yeah. But it's such a good movie. It's crazy how good it is, especially for the actors' performances and then the whole script. Because I remember the first time I watched it, I remember it's spanning a longer span of time, but it's just 2 weeks or something. And it feels like there's so much in it, even though he just visits the same places and the same people. But a flurry of events happens, and they're kind of mundane events. There's nothing big, nothing special. But I like how you described it earlier, that it's people's shadows stepping on, combining with other people's shadows, in the shadow game they're playing at the end.
Yeah.
In the movie, he says there are many worlds, and sometimes these worlds connect and things like that. So the people that we cross each day, and the stories that cross our path and then diverge again.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's we almost feel like, especially in American society, we've been conditioned to not see the humanity in others. We've been conditioned to see that like other people around us are obstacles and competition, and like, you know, we encounter people while out in public, we tend to try to avoid them.
Yes.
Rather than connect with them. And like, we have a society of hundreds of millions, yet we all feel isolated and alone. I mean, not all of us, obviously, but you know, but like which, you know, going back to our anti-capitalism, it almost feels like they've designed it that way to keep us separate and isolated and feeling alone, so that we don't, you know, rise up collectively against the billionaires and give them their justice.
They're overdue.
This is fucking bleak. That's the thing, is like a movie that is so, you see this movie and it's so positive, and it just makes you see his life and you see the way that he lives, and like I said, you feel envious of this person who is probably lower class in quotation marks than almost everybody who's watching this movie. Yet it makes you kind of realize just how, like,
weak your own life is.
Yeah, like how much our own life is not as good, because we wish we could live and take joy in things the way that he does. And I do try to have those moments of mindfulness. Like if I'm out doing something fun, like if I'm up at a cabin or if I'm at a show or something, I do always try to take a point and be like, hey, in this moment now, I'm out doing something fun. I'm out doing something enjoyable. I'm in a great place. And I think it's important to always try and take those moments of mindfulness and really appreciate, hey, right now, I'm doing a show talking about a movie with two people who I adore and admire and enjoy spending time with. So like right now is one of those good times that I think we need to take a moment and, hey, let's just live in the moment right now and be like, hey, we're doing something fun and interesting and cool right now.
And different.
Hell yeah.
And different. We're a bunch of corvids just talking about a foreign movie and being goofy.
That's good. Something to enjoy.
We're two and a half corvids right now.
2.5 corvids. Oh my god.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
That should be our next sitcom.
2.5 corvids.
But yeah, that hammers it down. Like, enjoy the moments. Like when he's riding on a bicycle with his niece, and she says, "Well, when at some point you want to go to the ocean, but when is at some point?" And he says, "Some point is at some point, but now is now." And then they're making a little song out of it, and that's why I feel so sad after she leaves. Like he starts to cry, and I'm like, oh, but
she was a nice girl. I didn't know what she was gonna be like, but yeah, she was a nice girl. Although, I mean, does this river flow into the ocean? Where do you think it flows into? Is there a river on Earth that doesn't flow into the ocean eventually?
I mean, you could make an argument that underwater rivers don't flow into the ocean if they start in the ocean.
Okay, but that's not what I meant. But just like every river on land eventually flows into the ocean, right? Right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Because even ones that flow into big lakes, those lakes usually then have another outlet that flows down into...
Unless the river dries up, but yeah, it should.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah.
I'm not a river guy, so you're barking up the wrong tree here.
Geology's cool. Yeah. Rivers are neat. I mean, God, when you just look at, like, you can see a map that highlights the entire Mississippi River system, and how it's like, yeah, you have the Mississippi River that goes from New Orleans all the way up to Lake Itasca in Minnesota. But then when you see all the tributaries highlighted as well, and it's like it's like a tree. It's basically like a tree that covers, half of the United States. It's cool. Rivers are cool. But now that's off topic from this. But guys, just like,
that's fine.
yeah, so like the music in this movie, incredible. The cinematography was really well done. So many really great shots. The framing of it was done. The acting was really good across the board. Like, I mean, yeah, his young coworker, just kind of an annoying, dumb kid, but like, we've all met somebody like that in life, right? Like, we all know that guy, where it's like, he's not a bad guy. He's maybe a little bit lazy, but he's just like, you know, he acts like any guy in his 20s would at that age, he's more interested in the girls and just having a good time, but he's got to have the job. It's like we've all been there. We all know somebody like that. It's just like, yeah, every character in this movie just felt so human. You know, it's like we've all met people like, I mean, I love the drunk guy at the bar who's bitching about the big market team having bought all the really good players. It's like, even as an American, you're like, fucking Yankees. They're only good because they can just buy all the good. It's just like,
yeah, he gets so mad, he shuts off the TV, and then the barkeeper is like, you know, like, you gotta respect two things in life: other people's sports teams and religions.
And
they're just very adorable.
There's just so many, like, did this movie have like necessarily an overarching plot? Not necessarily. But it's a lot of little vignettes, and those vignettes all weave together to form a larger story.
It's a snapshot from a particular moment in his life, and what came before it, we don't know. What might come after it, we don't know. But there are hints, you know. Like, you can think maybe he will get together with that mama eventually. Maybe he'll get over himself. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like, I got everything in my life now, and he can be happy.
Maybe he'll form a relationship with the new sanitation worker that came to fill in for the guy who just flaked.
I mean, he's a bit young, though.
But I mean, it really doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter where his life goes. You can predict where it's gonna go, but it's just like, you know, But then, we have to talk about the final scene. The shot where he's driving, where it's like he's smiling, but you also kind of see pain behind his. I mean, God, that like what minute
range of emotions he goes through?
Yeah, and like the acting to have that range of emotions, and to be able to convey all that just with his facial expressions and his eyes. I mean, that is some of the most incredible facial acting I've ever seen. And it's the bloodshot.
You can take a lot out of this movie. Like, I've seen critiques that said this movie is in favor of having a boring job because you should be happy having some of those. Like, you should be glad you have like a boring job you can do, you know, every day. But I don't think that's the message of it. It's
if this was made by any large-scale studio, I would say it's propaganda for just be happy with what you got, you peasants.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not.
It's not. It's about finding your own happiness. If this is what it means for him to be happy, then that's good. It's not something that every person should have one-to-one, but it's about, you know, finding that thing that works for you. And I think that thing exists for every person.
Well, and maybe that could have been the message if they had only showed him at work, but we see so much of his life outside of work and weaving the tapestry that is him as a person, and his job, which he does well and he's content doing, doesn't seem to be like the central focus of what the movie is. I mean, like, he has the job, but it's like you said, it's just one patch on the quilt that is Hiroyama.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't think that's. I feel like a certain kind of person, a certain mainstream audience might find this movie boring. You know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't find it boring. I thought it was interesting and I was captivated.
But I think movie.
But I mean, I think there's a lot of mainstream audiences that would find this movie boring. I think there's, you know, the kind of person, you know, don't get me wrong. I love Marvel movies, but the kind of person who that's all they see, you know. They'd be
So
like, what is
a lot
this?
of those movies are very formulaic too. They're written around like the 3-act structure and things like that because that's what big movie execs want to see, and that's all they want to see. When they open up a screenplay, then they can expect that page something like the halfway mark. Then that's what's like the big, I don't know, turnabout, and the plot's gonna be right there.
Yeah, and
That's why every movie feels like the same.
And don't get me wrong, I like those movies. Last week I saw Superman, and I loved it.
That was good.
But
that
it very
was
much,
genuinely good.
but it very much had that, it had that structure of the, Superman felt more like a Marvel movie than any DC movie I had seen before.
I mean, it's a James Gunn movie.
Yeah,
and
it's James Gunn. Yeah.
James Gunn makes a specific kind of superhero movie.
That is true.
But yeah,
I do like his movies.
this is an art film, and you have to go into it knowing that it's an art film, and is what this movie is what it is, and for what it was trying to accomplish and for what it wanted to say, I don't know if they could have done it any better.
Don't think so either.
I definitely agree. Which brings me to the next part of this entire show. Let's take a look at your predictions, because you had some very interesting predictions for the plot of this movie.
Yeah, lead character is single, lives a happy life with friends, and enjoys job. I mean, mostly right. I mean, it's kind of the simple one. He has friends, but he doesn't have, like, friends that he's hanging out with a lot, but he has people... I don't know. Would you give this one a green?
I'd give this a green. Because he does ostensibly enjoy his job.
But yeah, I mean, then these next three are all about the niece, and no, I got basically everything about her wrong. She didn't get into trouble. She wasn't kicked out of the house and go for help.
She just ran away.
It was close. I want to say it's close, though. Like, she did get into some kind of trouble and then ran away.
I would say yellow.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, fine. You guys are nicer on me than I am sometimes. But at first she'll be doing well. At some point we'll relapse and do the bad thing again. No, that never happened. If anything, by leading by example, he teaches her new skill. She finds joy in it. I would say kind of. Like, she ends up, like, helping him clean the toilets, and it's like, I think she ends up getting to the point where she is. I don't know. I would give myself a green on this fourth one.
Yeah, she's, like, very curious about his sort of lifestyle, and she becomes a little bit of a companion to him.
Yeah. Yeah. But then at the end, she doesn't really do a big gesture. She doesn't really do anything good. She's basically, her mom shows up and says, no, it's time for you to come back home. You know?
Well, I could say the big gesture was just her being there and visiting him after a long time, apparently. And, like, still having the camera that he gave to her. That alone
made
an impact on him.
But at this last point, I don't think that's what I was going for when I made my prediction.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
No.
She was tracked back. Like,
but honestly, this is a movie where,
obviously.
honestly, I don't think the predictions matter for this movie.
Nah.
Where's Spotify? I did love that line. I don't know if Spotify has this music. Where are they located? Where is the Spotify store?
Yeah. What's a Spotify? Where can I go to?
I mean, Spotify is just another one of those things. Spotify does nothing. They don't produce music. They don't create music. They're just the middleman who is extracting wealth from the work of others. Spotify has done more.
But
Spotify has done more to hurt the wealth of music artists than Napster ever did.
At least they don't really make that much money themselves. They've never really turned a profit.
What isn't it? Isn't it like a 1/100th of a cent per stream or something?
Yeah, it's a tiny amount per stream.
Yeah, it's like 1 million streams gets you $10,000. It's like that's.
And now it's full of AI music. That's just bad.
Ugh. All right. Well, like I said, predictions. Those are the predictions. They don't really matter that much. That's not what this movie is about. So let's just go on to...
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5 isn't bad.
2.5
Now, Twig, now that you've seen the movie, and obviously I think we can all agree you enjoy the movie, where would you put this on your scale of movies?
I mean, clearly this movie was just a dumb fun, right? Just silly stupidness that you just... Well, no.
That's Steve Buscemi.
No, I thought this was a beautiful, gorgeous movie. It made you think. And, chatting with you two about it has made me like it even more. I'm going to put it in great movie. But at the bottom of great movie. I think Normal Heart and I liked Hunger Games. Like, Hunger Games is like one of those movies, but it's just like, I really enjoyed I enjoyed Normal Heart and Hunger Games 2 more. But this is a great movie, and I suggest you watch it. But when you do watch it, get yourself comfortable in a dark room. Mm-hmm. Put your phone away. Limit distractions, and really sit down and just pay attention to this movie, and really just live in the moment of watching the movie. That's the best recommendation I can make,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely worth it.
Well, we're off to a good start this season. Not a bad movie yet.
Hell yeah.
Not a bad movie yet.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Some good ones on that list.
That to change.
But yeah, I suppose there's really not too much else to say at this point. It's been a good episode, as it always is when Ray's on. We always have.
No.
Well, no, seriously, we always have great conversations whenever you're on. So,
Aw, thank you so much.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Raid on out of here. Oh, I don't get to raid Lampy too often. We're gonna raid Lampy.
Let's raid Rampy. Rampy.
Let's laid Rampy. We're gonna laid Rampy.
Raid what?
We're gonna do what?
We're gonna laid Rampy.
What?
Yeah, unless either of you two got some. I mean, watch Lampy for a bit, but in about an hour, Draken's gonna be streaming. So you should go.
Come watch Draken in about an hour, guys.
Go watch them.
All right.
You wanna.
I'm going back into my art cave.
Well,
Bye.
do you wanna? All right. Have a great week, and we will see you all next time.
Bye bye.
Ow.
Oh damn! My closing screen still has the old logo. I gotta update the logo on the. I gotta redo the intro. I gotta do the outro.
We're behind times. So behind.